Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Bozard Ford studio for the St. Johns County show that's on in the morning. We have a tragic death after a fall at City Hall. County is seeking proposals for the redevelopment of the World Golf Village Hall of Fame. New Florida drivers will face stricter education requirements, and the county honors their first naturalist. We'll get to all that and more, but first, we want to thank Bozard Ford. Since 1949, Bozard Ford Lincoln has been more than just a dealership. It's a local legacy built on trust, family values, and a commitment to doing things the right way. Proudly serving St. Augustine and beyond for over 75 years, Bozard offers award-winning service, unbeatable selection, and a state-of-the-art facility with 91 climate-controlled service bays, a quick lane for no appointment-needed maintenance, and even Ford's Garage restaurant right there on site. Recognized with the Triple Crown Award and President's Award, Bozard Ford Lincoln is where hometown service meets national excellence. Great pricing, friendly faces, and a better buying experience are just off I-95 and State Road 16. Bozard Ford Lincoln, they are driven to inspire. Also, a big shout out to all of our amazing sponsors. We have Fidus Roofing, Old Town Trolley, Bin 39 Wine Bar, B&S Signs, Chiba Hut Toasted Subs, St. Augie's Pizza, Chris Lucero Bail Bonds, and St. Augustine Handy Houses. Please support all of our wonderful sponsors and support us with your likes, comments, and shares. Find us on YouTube and help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers. You can also follow us on Rumble. Facebook stars are amazing. We love them. And our app is back in the Apple App Store. All right. Good morning, everybody.
Hey, happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Here we are.
Yep. Hey, we're getting really close on that YouTube. We're only like 20 something away. So we need people to subscribe to our YouTube page. Because once we get over 1,000, then we go everywhere.
Yeah.
So we're excited about that.
That's
so
awesome.
We're super close on that. So any of your friends that aren't on our YouTube page, please ask them to subscribe.
Thanks for all of you that went out and subscribed to that. That's awesome.
Oh, wait, am I? Oh, is it?
Come on,
and
man.
That's happened in our house multiple times. So
how many email addresses do you have? If you have a Gmail account, then you also have a YouTube, and you can subscribe on that too.
yeah, I don't even know how many I actually have.
Yeah.
I have 5 active on my phone. Dang. And I know I have another 5 somewhere out there.
Yeah. I'm thinking. I think I have 5 too.
Yeah.
So many.
Yeah.
It's a lot to cover.
Yeah.
How you doing, Blake?
I am doing fantastic today.
Awesome. How was the game?
It was really great. I was on TV multiple times today.
I see that.
Yes, yes.
You're on TV and on TV.
Yes, indeed.
Very meta.
And plus, I might be on someone's smart TV right now, so it's making it even more meta.
Very cool. Mm-hmm. TV and TV and TV on Monday.
I'm confused.
Old man.
This is true. This is true.
Do we have a question of the day?
All right. Question of the day is, if you could go pro, if there was an actual thing in any playground game, what would it be? If you made the Hall of Fame of this playground game.
Yeah.
You know.
I was unstoppable at Red Rover. Like, you couldn't get through me because I'm so stubborn. I'd rather break my hand than let you break the line. Mm-hmm. And you couldn't stop me. Like I was finding the weakest link and I was going for it.
You just targeted. You knew.
If it meant like I had to knock over my friend, I was doing it. I would then make them.
It's always Jimmy after. With the asthma you went after.
But I was unstoppable with Red Rover, and
he's like hitting his inhaler, like here comes Amanda,
here she's coming. Ah! And for a while there, I had cowboy boots, and like I don't know what it was about them. They helped me dig into the ground a little harder, dude. You could not stop me.
Yeah,
Red Rover.
You're a Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer.
Red Rover.
100%. Blake,
what you got?
I'm gonna have to say Foursquare for me. Like.
Right.
I definitely wasn't like a master, but I definitely was like a professional level.
All right.
At it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I can tell you this, like I was deadly at dodgeball. I was small, I was fast, and I could throw really hard.
Yeah.
Now I'm slow. I can't jump. And if I raise my hand up too high, it hurts. So
how did you play dodgeball? Did you play it the way they show it in the movie? Because that is not the way we played dodgeball.
We played dodgeball actually outside.
Yeah.
And then we had a dodgeball game against the wall, which we called wall ball, which is still dodgeball, but you all like lined up against the wall like this. And then that way they'd throw the ball and then the ball would come back to the person who was it.
Yeah.
And the last person in got to be the next person it.
So the movie Dodgeball kind of blew my mind because we did not play dodgeball that way. We were in a big circle, and the ones that were dodging were in the center of the circle. And then that way the ball goes, gets thrown from one side of the circle, and the other side of the circle can receive it.
We paired up. We had the pair up of the way the dodgeball was there. But I mean, we had wall ball and we had dodgeball, and dodgeball was similar to what was in the movie, and that's the one that I was. Yeah, you didn't want to.
Yeah, we didn't play that way.
I had tricks. We throw the ball, hit them with it. There was a whole strategy with my dodgeball game.
I bet.
Yeah. So, and we didn't have those little wussy balls they got now. We had the red ones.
The red ones that make the sound when they smack you right in the face.
Like it hit you against the face, and you still have like the mark. Yeah, that's the dodgeball we played.
Yeah, 100%. And there was some boy that. So again, we were in like a big circle. And sometimes it would be like guys versus girls. So all the guys are on the outside of the circle, like making up the circle, and all the girls are in the middle. And there was this one boy that for some reason just kept beaming me right in the face. Mm-hmm. Like, it didn't matter where he was. It didn't matter where I was.
Because you kicked his ass in Red Rover. I can tell you why.
Probably. So I had those cowboy boots, and the PE coach was like, the goal was to not hit in the face. And so kept telling him. And it was like the third time that the coach had told the dude not to hit me in the face. Yeah. And granted, I should have been better at dodging, but he just kept gunning straight for me. And I ended up kicking that kid right in the nuts with those cowboy boots. And the coach did nothing.
Kicking her in the face.
They did nothing. It's like, we told you 3 times not to hit her in the face. Yeah. You can hit her anywhere else, just not in the face. And so you don't mess with me in dodgeball either, I guess. Long and short of it. And don't let me play PE in cowboy boots. Probably a bad idea.
Yeah, it's probably not the best strategy, especially after knowing you got hit in the face. But I mean, there was always a no head rule. Like, you can't hit him in the head. If you hit him in the head, you're out too. And you know that was we took those rules off a lot of times in DeLand.
Well, of course.
And we had like not just the big red balls, but we had like the little ones that fit in your hand.
Oh yeah,
like those things you could really sling. If you caught one of those across the face,
dude, I can just hear it. I can hear that ping. Did you have those, Blake?
Your teeth would rattle.
Or did you guys not play dodgeball?
No, we definitely did play dodgeball. Like, but definitely like, we had like this. We had like not to be like mean, but we definitely had like the sissy-fied version of dodgeball.
Okay. The spongy ones.
Yes.
The ones the insurance company made the Parks and Rec buy.
Yes.
Too many people are talking to their therapist about the sound of those red balls. Yeah. You got to get different balls. But
I do remember being hit by one of the classic rubber balls, and remember it just going straight to my face. Though
it rings.
I think I literally like blacked out for like 2 seconds, and I like cried the rest of the day.
Yeah, I can understand. It had that pattern on it, that like embossed pattern.
Yeah. It would leave a mark.
Oh yeah, you hit someone hard enough, you'd get that little pattern right there.
That was the goal of every dodgeball game.
Of course, the dodgeball tattoo.
Yeah.
Now it's time for a quick check of the weather.
All right, it is going to be a nice day. It's going to get hot. It is our first summer show. It became summer on Saturday, so it's our first summer show. So we got a high of about 86, low of 73. Sunshine pretty much all day. It's actually a beautiful week. So
I'm excited.
It's a Florida week for sure.
That quick check of the weather is brought to you by Bin 39. It's going to be a great week to go sit and sip a glass of wine at Bin 39. Discover one of St. Augustine's best kept secrets. Bin 39, tucked inside St. George Inn at the north end of St. George Street. With over 95 boutique wines, 50 of them rated 90 points or higher by Robert Parker, it's a perfect spot for a romantic date night or a relaxing after-work unwind. Sit by the glass or the bottle in a serene courtyard setting and enjoy live music Thursday through Sunday. Open daily 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Just stop by and say, I'll have what Irving's having. Bin 39, your taste to discover. Buckle up, baby. It's the Hit the Blake's traffic report.
Yes, indeed. Traffic is looking pretty decent out there today. Unfortunately, today FDOT decided, you know what? We're not going to show you the two pregnant lady intersections. So all the cameras today are pointing at I-95 today, and looks like it's doing okay. Definitely seems like there definitely seems to be like a little bit of backups depending on how many semis are on the road. But other than that, everything's looking clear out there today.
Everything's moving.
And also, by the way, for those those looking for the rest stop near 210, there's one truck stop left.
Right on.
There's one truck parking spot left.
No,
One left.
they should be leaving soon.
Climb aboard the Old Town Trolley and experience over 500 years of history in the heart of St. Augustine. This fully narrated 90-minute tour will get you out of that traffic. It features 22 convenient stops and covers more than 100 points of interest, including iconic landmarks like the Castillo de San Marcos, the Fountain of Youth, and Flagler's Historic Hotel. With open-air views and all-day hop-on, hop-off access, it's the most fun and flexible way to explore the nation's oldest city. Your ticket includes free admission to the St. Augustine History Museum, and local St. Johns County residents ride free with a full fare guest through the Hometown Pass program. HometownPass.com is where you need to sign up to take part in that. Old Town Trolley, the best way to see St. Augustine one stop at a time. Moving on into the news, we've got St. Johns County issues RFP for World Golf Village property. Big changes could soon be coming to the World Golf Village, but it's far from a done deal. St. Johns County is officially seeking public-private partnership proposals for redeveloping the former World Golf Hall of Fame site. A formal request for proposals, or RFD, was advertised on June 18th. Now that the RFP is live, the project is under a blackout period, meaning any communication about it must go through the county's designated contact, Purchasing Director Jamie Locklear. The process will take place in 2 phases, with a short list and a final selection to be made by the St. Johns County Commission. Commissioners first reviewed options for the site back in March, where they were shown financial details and development possibilities. One option, an outright sale of the property, was quickly dismissed. Leaders said they didn't want to give up control of such a valuable piece of real estate. There's also concern about triggering the Live Local Act, which could allow high-density multifamily housing, something the public has widely opposed based on survey results and hours of community feedback. County Administrator Joy Andrews responded to recent confusion over the project, saying, "The opportunity to develop this project into something meaningful is a complex and challenging process. While it hasn't been easy, we remain fully committed to seeing it through." Here's what you need to know about the Hall of Fame site. The county owns the land and regained full control of the building when the lease ended April 2024. The PGA Tour, not taxpayers, paid for the building and the land and building. Use restrictions still exist on the property, making redevelopment or sale more difficult. In 2024, the county tried to buy the nearby PGA property, but that fell through when the original developer refused to lift the restrictions. Only the original developer, SJIT Land, has the authority to waive or change those restrictions. The county says it remains committed to turning the property into something special and community-focused, and more updates will come as proposals roll in. What do you think, Troy?
I want to see what comes out of this RFP. I mean, I threw some ideas at them, and had an avenue to pursue, but the people I want to deal with don't want to deal with RFPs.
Yeah.
So RFPs are a pain in the ass. I mean, that's a requisition for a proposal, and you got to fall in these guidelines, and you got to bid on it, and then you got to meet all this. It just limits your ability to do business, and this is why government doesn't work as a business.
Yeah.
So I'll be interested to see what comes out of the RFP, if anything comes out of the RFP. But I mean, I think there's some potential with this property. The value that they had the property at compared to what the county paid for it was a good deal. There's 3 buildings there, but I'm not sure if all 3 buildings are attached to this now that I just heard something about, like, the restrictions were refused to be lifted. So I got to do a little more research on it to find out which buildings are actually there. Blake and I went out there and did like a tour when they first purchased it. So I mean, it's some pretty cool buildings, isn't it, Blake?
Yeah, 100%. It definitely is a cool building. I believe like the plan that is I believe they still own, so they own like the main World Golf Hall of Fame building, IMAX Theater. They don't own Renaissance, and I believe they might own a little bit of the property that they used to be like around like the PJ Superstore.
Yeah, I think they own the studio. The building, that's the building we didn't go into.
No, yeah, that's the building that I believe still is used by PGA Tour Entertainment.
Okay, is that
right
the one?
now? Yes.
Okay, so they don't own that.
I believe that was the building that they mentioned that they didn't
because of
own
the
yet.
restrictions on it.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out, like where the Hall of Fame was and where, the IMAX was and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like because
Yeah.
there was three buildings, one of them was included the studio, so it sounds like the studio might not be involved. Is that what you're reading, Blake?
From what I understand, yeah. So because I
thanks.
remember like I didn't think they offered tours like the day that we were there.
Yeah.
For the PGA Tour studio, so we did tour like the main tower, the Hall of Fame, and then the main presentation at the IMAX Theater.
Yeah.
Right on.
But I definitely do think like the main thing that the developers should focus on is the IMAX because that's a great space to host like events there or show movies there. I'm not sure if it can be profitable doing like an actual like IMAX, maybe just convert it back to a regular movie theater.
With them redoing the I don't know if the timing
Yeah,
of it's great with
yeah.
them redoing the Ponte Vedra Concert Hall. The timing's right because that's not a similar venue. It's actually, I think, maybe even a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
but I mean, it's a great space. It was a good value. Understand why the county tried to grab it, and I think something good can come out of it. I just want to. It's kind of one of those let's wait and see
Yeah.
kind of stories.
Yeah. But just in case like anything else comes up, like if there is like a proposal that does come up, will this like eventually might have to come towards the TDC as well? So you might not have to.
It depends on what they put in there.
Okay.
I mean, if it's something that generates tourism, then yeah. So I mean,
Okay.
that's why I'm saying I got to kind of do a wait and see what happens with it. And like they said, they're in a blackout period, so you're not going to get any answers right now
Yeah.
either.
Yeah.
So,
And then what's like the main concern about like the Live Local Act like there? So like because it made it sound like that the like residents and like the commission themselves are worried like if it, like
they don't want more residential.
Yeah.
They want it to stay
Yeah.
commercial.
Mm-hmm.
Is where that statement was. I mean, because we got to keep that. We got to keep the commercial moving and the residential
Needs to slow
kind
down.
of slow it down a little bit. We got a lot of inventory out there on the residential side.
Over and under on how long it takes for them to announce that site as a pickleball complex.
croquet field.
Yeah. Could happen. It could happen. We have some Parks and Rec stories coming up soon, so
Oh, good
yeah,
times.
that pickleball could be coming your way.
All right. New Florida drivers face stricter education requirements starting in July. A new Florida law is about to change what's required to get a driver's license, and it affects both teenagers and adults. Right now, to get a learner's permit in Florida, applicants must pass a written test and take a traffic law and substance abuse course. But starting July 1st, there's a new rule. Everyone applying for a learner's permit, no matter their age, must also complete a state-approved driver's education course. Once that's done, applicants must hold their permit for 1 year before applying for a full license. Billy York, a driving instructor with Auto Safety Driving School, says it will help more than just teens. One lady, she was 45, her husband's job transferred them down here from New York. She had never had a license, but down here, without public transportation, she needed to learn to drive, he said. The change doesn't stop at learner's permits. Adults applying for a Florida driver's license must also complete the driver's ed course, meaning applicants will now need to take 2 separate courses regardless of age. York supports the change, saying anytime you can have a classroom setting where people are hands-on, the learning environment is better. We're in agreement with whatever the state feels improves safety. There are a few exceptions to the rule. Drivers with a valid out-of-state license, anyone who has already completed a driver's education course. Again, this new requirement takes effect July 1st. All right, more education, better or worse?
I can tell. No, I mean this one's one that should always be a requirement because the most dangerous person in the world is a 16-year-old driver. And if you haven't got there yet, have you?
No, I do.
Have you started that process?
I have a
You
16-year-old.
have a 16-year-old. I thought she was 15, and I was just like, it's probably the most frightening thing I've ever done in my life.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize how close a mirror can be to a mailbox without hitting it. So if you've ever taught a child to drive, and Blake's a good driver. You know, when he started, he was not, but he's a good driver now. But I mean, it's the most frightening thing. So
yeah, it is terrifying.
So they need this education.
And there are lots of options for acquiring this education. We talked to some of our guests recently about that. Mm-hmm. Speaking of driving, we've got the Gas Buddy Gas Report. Tell us in the comments what gas prices are looking like by you. We've got the Gate at Mizell Road at $2.93. Circle K on 207 is at $2.95. Gate on US 1 North is $2.98. Mobile and Circle K on South Ponce de Leon Boulevard is $2.99. Owens at South Ponce is also $2.99. Circle K on US 1 North is $3.01. Sunoco on North Ponce de Leon Boulevard is $3.04. Shell at 146 King Street is $3.05. Shell on North Ponce de Leon Boulevard is also $3.05. And A1A Discount Beverage is at $3.07. That Gas Buddy Gas Report is brought to you by Chris Lucero Bail Bonds. Trouble with the law? Call the name St. Augustine has trusted for years. Chris Lucero Bail Bonds, available 24/7. Their experienced and compassionate team works fast to get you or your loved one out of jail and back home. From paperwork to release, they make the process simple, discreet, and stress-free. No judgment, just help when you need it the most. When time matters, remember the name and the number, Chris Lucero Bail Bonds. It's 904-822-BAIL. That's 904-822-2245. Got live music today. Jim Lamb is at Milltop Tavern at noon. Reggie Starrett's at Tradewinds Lounge 1 p.m. Joshua Tennessee Worthy is at Milltop Tavern at 4:30. Kevin Edwards is at Hurricane Grill and Wings at 5 o'clock. Bones is at Tide's Oyster Company and Grill, also 5 o'clock. Mark Hart is at Tradewinds Lounge, still at 5 o'clock. Bob Patterson is closing out the 5 o'clock hour at O.C. White's. Stu Weaver's at Harry's Seafood Bar and Grill at 6 o'clock. Honey Hounds is at Pierre's Pub, also 6 o'clock. Taylor Roberts is at Prohibition Kitchen, still at 6 o'clock. Joe Downing is at Salt Life Food Shack, closing out that 6 o'clock hour. And Johnson Burns is at Tradewinds Lounge, ending the night at 9 p.m. That music report is brought to you by Fidus Roofing. When it comes to protecting your home, trust Fidus Roofing and Construction. Voted best of St. Augustine every year since 2012. As a GAF Master Elite contractor, Fidus installs the GAF Roofing Lifetime Roofing System, an expert metal roofs built to withstand Florida's toughest weather, from emergency repairs to full replacements, plus pavers and gutters. Fidus delivers quality, durability, and energy savings with every job. And this summer, Fidus is proud to support the Big Summer Fun Scramble on Friday, June 27th. Time is running out to get your tickets. This is at the Golf Club at Southampton, benefiting Big Brothers Big Sisters of St. Johns County. Tee off for a great cause with breakfast, lunch, raffles, contests, and more. Sign up today at bbbsgolftournament.com. For Fidus Roofing, call 904-355-ROOF. That's 904-355-7663. Fidus Roofing, where trust is built from the top down. All right, we're going to take a brief moment to tap into the trends with Troy. It's Monday.
Trends with Troy. Troy has no trends. I start no trends.
That's why we're not getting your two
You're
cents.
educating Troy with the trends. You made it sound like I was trendy. It's actually to help me try and keep up with the trends.
Okay.
So I don't know how to say that.
So we're gonna
we can stick with trends with Troy, but it's more of a the trouble with Troy.
All right. We'll work on it. It's a work in progress. All right, it's Monday. So hashtag Monday motivation is a thing.
Yes.
So I wanted to know why it was a thing. Evidently, this was born out of that time we don't talk about in 2020 when everybody was needing just a little more push. And it started out legit. Like people were trying to, create community online and, we know we're locked down, but we can still, make sourdough, work out, like hashtag Monday motivation, start your week off right, even if the world's insane. But as things do The internet is going to do what the internet does.
It spins
so
it.
There are still people that are legit with it.
Okay.
And it's actual, like, the cat poster hanging on by the claws, like hanging there. But it's gotten a little snarky. So hashtag Monday motivation. Which way would you take it, first of all? Would you take it sincerely or would you be snarky with it?
My Mondays, usually I start off snarky. And once I get through Monday, the rest of my week kind of just feels good.
Yeah.
But Monday is, just one of those, it's Monday.
So getting inundated with messages like, remember, the airplane takes off against the wind, not with it. That's not going to motivate you. That's going to eye roll.
No, that's like, I'm taking that as snarky on a Monday.
Okay. So start where you are.
Yeah.
You have to do what you have to do. That kind of thing. No?
That just sounds like somebody who needs to put on shoes.
Maybe someone needs to touch grass.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Get out there.
Earth it out.
What about you, Blake? Would you like sincere or would you more lean into the snarky for hashtag Monday motivation?
Full on sarcasm, but with it,
Yeah.
this is not like a serious headline. Like there are some people that are trying to be genuine, but there's just like way too many snarky people out there that have just ruined it. So I guess I might as well just join in the snarkiness.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Rebecca actually says it in the comments. She's like, Monday's this is a very common thing for me to say. Monday's my long day.
I thought it was
Tuesday used to be like my long day as far as like the hours that I work, but Mondays, even though I don't have a trivia show on Monday, it always feels like my long day. It's my bad day.
But next week though, your long day will return though.
Yes. Yeah, the long day. Yeah, on Tuesdays it'll be back. So we're at Sonny's Barbecue next Tuesday for trivia. So
that is so awesome. Congratulations. So your hashtag Monday motivation would be like a really nice whiskey on that fishing pole in front of you.
It would be more like like a carrot moving forward, like the horse with the carrot moving forward is what I need. If I drink coffee, that would be my coffee day.
Okay.
Like, don't talk to me. I need my coffee. So
you don't drink coffee either?
I don't drink coffee either.
Yeah.
So I've never acquired the taste for it.
Coffee is not my hashtag.
I don't like coffee ice cream. I just don't like the flavor of coffee.
I don't even like tiramisu.
I don't either.
Because you get it in there. Like you can't get that coffee aftertaste out of it. And so I like everything else about tiramisu, but just that, ugh. And my husband will try and like, no, but this one's really good. I swear you're going to like it. And I just can't get rid of it.
Yeah. Probably about once every 2 months, Rebecca's like, this one's good. And I'll try it. I'm like, nope, still don't like it.
The only coffee thing I've ever found that I like is this coffee cocoa rub on a steak. And that's good. The grill will actually burn off the coffee aftertaste. And so you just have this sort of like rich, earthy sort of
I think in my mind, I think it'll still bug me.
I tried it and it actually worked and I actually enjoy it, but that's about it.
What type of motivation, hashtag Monday motivation would motivate you?
I don't think anything's motivating me on a Monday. I don't need that. Like, it's just survival.
I kind of lean into like historic great quotes.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't even trust those, when you're on the internet. I mean,
that's what Abraham Lincoln said.
Yeah, that's what I just saw that Abraham Lincoln quoted that you can't trust everything you see on the internet.
Yeah. So I think I'm more of a let's wrap it up and do better at the end of the day kind of person on a Monday. Like I'm not waking up early enough so that I can look down the internet rabbit hole on Monday motivation. It's not happening.
Yeah.
Which is what made me laugh about hashtag Monday motivation.
Yeah. When I was talking to Hydro, Task Force Hydro 1, I talked about like a buffalo versus a cow.
Yeah.
How they handle a storm. Like a buffalo runs towards the storm. So that gets the storm over with. Yeah. Or the cow tries to get away from the storm, and then this storm lasts forever on the cow.
Yeah.
So you want to be a buffalo on Monday.
Yeah.
You got to have that buffalo mentality on Monday. So.
And then we're back to bourbon because Buffalo Trace.
Yeah, of course.
Delicious.
If the Monday doesn't go well, you finish it with Buffalo Trace.
Well, you get through the storm. You run through the storm of Monday, and then you finish off your Buffalo Monday with a Buffalo Trace. Not sponsored, but could be.
Yeah.
We're open, Buffalo Trace.
Yeah, we'll take that one.
All right. Getting into more serious topics.
We have more serious topics. This one, yeah.
Yeah, this one's sad. Man dies after falling off a 15-foot ladder at St. Augustine City Hall. A tragic accident at St. Augustine City Hall has claimed the life of a worker. According to Blanchard Caulking and Coating, a commercial waterproofing company, one of their employees died Friday after falling from a 15-foot ladder earlier in the week. The incident happened in the courtyard of City Hall. St. Johns County Fire Rescue says the man was rushed to UF Health Flagler Hospital in life-threatening condition. His employer later confirmed he did not survive. In response, the St. Augustine Police Department announced that City Hall did close Friday at noon. It will reopen this morning about this time, 8 a.m. The worker's identity has not yet been released, and no further details have been provided about the fall at this time. We just want to send our thoughts and prayers out to the family. Everyone that knew this guy, we're so sorry for the fact that this happened, and this is just tragic.
Yeah, it's really horrible. And I knew something bad had happened. When I leave here, I go to my office at the Treasury, and they had the roads all around it closed off, and I was like, okay, what's going on? And in my mind, I was thinking, oh, it was because of the construction that's there. And then an hour later, I saw the post from the city, and it's like, it's one of those things that just reminds you a lot of love to this family, support this family. That person left there earning earning money for their family, and hopefully they hugged and told each other they loved each other. It's like you got to do that every day. You just got to do that every day.
Yeah.
I mean, Blake and I are, I'm on him pretty hard, and but you know what? We leave every conversation with "love you."
Yeah.
So, and that's the way you got to do it, because you just never know. And when you hear a fall from 15 feet, it sounds like, okay, I'll break an ankle or a break. It just sounds like just a very unfortunate accident, and I don't know any of the details, but it's just horrible situation. So
yeah, life is so fragile, and you don't know what the day is going to bring. So yeah, we do the same thing. We always tell each other that we love each other, give hugs. We don't let the person forget it or think that that's not the case. You've got to share that with people.
And anytime you're working with a ladder of any height, it's make sure you're using every possible safety protocol. So, it's so important to make sure, because it takes just a brief second.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that one's a hard one.
Yeah, that's a really hard one. And hopefully those that were around them, hopefully they're getting through and getting some help with therapy wise too.
Absolutely. St. Johns County honors late naturalist ahead of Parks and Recreation Month. At last week's St. Johns County Commission meeting, a beloved local figure was honored for her legacy in environmental education and community service. The St. Johns County Parks and Recreation Department officially inducted Beverly Fleming into its Hall of Fame, recognizing her years of passionate dedication to nature and public service. Fleming served as the county's first naturalist at the Trout Creek Community Center, where she educated the public and cared for injured wildlife. One of her most well-known rescues was an owl named Sam, who became a permanent part of her outreach efforts. After moving to Florida in the 1970s, Fleming became a self-taught botanist and naturalist, inspiring countless residents to connect with the natural world. She was a founding member of the Friends of Alpine Groves Park and was active in the Bartram Scenic Highway reenactment community. Beverly Fleming was someone who inspired everyone she came into contact with, said Jamie Beccari, Assistant Director of Parks and Recreation. You can't begin to count the number of people who met her and felt motivated to learn more about the natural world and their local ecosystem. Also, during the meeting, commissioners proclaimed July as Parks and Recreation Month in St. Johns County. The national theme this year is Build Together, Play Together, and the county has planned a full month of events for residents of all ages and abilities to celebrate the power of parks in building community. As someone with long ties to Parks and Recreation, I'm sure this was really cool for you.
Oh yeah, and Beverly came to us like as a third party person. We created the community center at Trout Creek, and that's where she ran most of her operations out of. I think we hired Beverly fairly early on, and during the development of Alpine, she played a huge role, and that was a picture of Beverly at Alpine. And I think there's a picture of me, you, Beverly, and like Cindy Stevenson at Alpine Blake that's floating out there when your head was too big for your body. But Beverly, he was a little bobblehead. he grew into it, thank goodness. But Beverly she was so knowledgeable and a lot of different things in nature. Just really had a very quiet demeanor.
Yeah.
So you could get everyone could get along with Beverly. So I'm happy that Beverly's being recognized, and she just was a kind and giving woman. So I'm very, very happy. I think she's getting inducted into like their little Hall of Fame, whatever they have.
That's cool.
Which is really, really cool. But congratulations to Beverly and her family, and rest well, my friend.
Yeah. Awesome. That's really cool. Troy, how do you want to check the comments?
On this Monday, I will maneuver my way masterfully through the maze of comments.
Masterful.
Wait. Like a maestro.
Okay,
I did a pregnant pause there.
Pregnant pause. Yeah.
My bad.
I just stepped all over your pregnancy.
I might have.
Sorry.
I might have had to deliver early. So.
My bad. A masterful maneuver is brought to you by BNS Signs. Want your business to get noticed and stay that way? Turn to BNS Signs. Proudly family owned and serving St. Augustine for over 50 years. From bold vinyl lettering to towering pylon signs, they specialize in high quality custom signage built to last. Their expert team handles everything: design, installation, crane service, repairs, and maintenance with fast, responsive service that keeps your sign looking sharp. Make a lasting impression with BNS Signs. Visit bnssigns.com, because when it comes to signs, they do it all. And St. Augustine Handy House. Need a custom or prefab portable building that's built to last? Come to St. Augustine Handy House. Proudly owned by Troy Usina Enterprises and serving the community since 1988. With over 70 structures in stock, from sheds and barns to carports and offices, you'll find the perfect fit for your needs. Every building comes with free delivery, leveling, and anchoring, plus easy financing options to fit your budget. Visit them at State Road 16, open Monday through Saturday, or call 904-823-9092. St. Augustine Handy House, where quality meets convenience. Comments report, Troy.
All right, we got a lot of stuff going on. We have Spencer he was a driver's ed. He was a driver's ed teacher, I believe.
Oh yeah.
In comments, so he said in driver's ed programs will be overwhelmed, but it's a great idea.
Yeah.
About that article right there. Also, it looks like kickball might be the game that there's going to have a lot of new Hall of Famers in the kickball game.
County, you listening for that Hall of Fame?
Yeah. Foursquare seemed to be very popular also.
All right.
Wawa was at $2.93. Costco's at $2.75. BP's at $2.91. With what's going on, keep an eye on that this week. It's going to be a little weird, even though we have zero that comes from that region.
Yeah.
But it gives them a reason to go,
yeah.
Oh, well, the world market. Screw you guys.
Yeah. Clutch pearls, raise prices.
Yeah, exactly. Keep fracking. All right, my buddy Danny's in the comments. He used to prank phone call me when I was at Parks and Recreation, and he was the absolute best at prank phone calling.
Yeah.
He got me about 80% of the time, but he was really, really good at the prank phone calls. He said someone needs to prank phone call Troy. So
that's hilarious.
Danny, appreciate you tuning in.
I have a friend, Danny, that was really good at prank calling. Is it in the name?
Yeah,
What's the deal?
It might be in the name. It might be in the name.
He could do the best accents, and he would totally get you going. Yeah. But that was before caller ID became a thing.
And he is the best DJ in town, so he's really good on his feet. So.
Yeah, Danny.
Yeah.
All right, stardom stat.
All right, on this day, 1972, you were like negative 15 or something.
Yep.
1972. This is when Title IX was enacted, and what it did is it gave opportunity to young women athletes. Before Title IX, there was like 275,000 women athletes in the country. And after that, it's like now it's like over coming up on 3 million women athletes. So it's a crazy difference of what Title IX did. And a lot of confusion with Title IX. Title IX provides the opportunity. It doesn't always give the same amount of money to the program. But if you do scholarships in college, if you have a baseball team, then the softball team gets the same amount of number of scholarships. If you have a women's basketball team, men's basketball, they get the same amount of scholarships. So it gave parity to those type of scholarships. But just I don't know if anything's done more for women athletics than Title IX. And there's a reason why it's women's athletics. So I'm not going to go into that one. That's a different story.
In 1972, I was merely an egg on my mom's ovary.
yeah. You weren't even in existence.
Not even a pregnant pause.
I was in kindergarten.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in kindergarten in 72.
All right. That Stardom Stat is brought to you by St. Augustine Pizza in downtown St. Augustine. It's right on the corner of Riberia and MLK, but we're just teasing you today because they're closed on Mondays. You can get yourself a slice tomorrow, though. All right. Plugs, Troy.
Plugs tonight. We're going to have a great Bollock show. I mean, a lot of stuff happened over this weekend, and I'm sure Lenny has some amazing thoughts of his own, and I have some of mine.
I bet so. Blake, do you have any plugs today?
Yes, I do have. I do have some plugs. I just want to say thank you to everyone who watched our videos this Saturday at the Pride Parade. We really do appreciate it. We do appreciate some of the comments, although some of them can be a little bit questionable, but we do appreciate your comments.
We live in a country where they can have those, and that's one of the beautiful things. We live in a country where we can have a Pride Parade, and we live in a country where the people that don't like the Pride Parade can say they don't like them too. But great coverage, Blake. If you guys have not checked out that coverage, go to our 904 Now page and check them out. So.
Yeah, thank you, Blake, because you did have a busy weekend. You were at that game on Friday, and then you were Johnny on the spot, ready to do live coverage on Saturday. So shout out to Blake. Put some love in the chat for Blake.
There you go.
Thank you.
All right, don't forget to like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, subscribe to YouTube, and Rumble. Bollox tonight. Bye!
Bye!